Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Whitney Ward. Mark is off tonight. We begin now with breaking news. The U.S. Supreme Court will protect access to the widely used abortion pill mifepristone. Just moments ago, the court handed down that ruling. The drug has been on the market already for 2 decades, but it was put into jeopardy after a federal Texas judge ruled that the FDA's approval of mifepristone was flawed. So the pill right now will be able to remain on pharmacy shelves with no change of access for women. It means the drug can still be accessed through the mail across the country. We will have more details on this throughout the evening on KREM 2 News. We also have a response now to this ruling from Planned Parenthood of the Greater Northwest. It reads in part, decisions regarding health care and medication need to be made between doctors and patients, not by activist judges with no medical expertise. For over 20 years, mifepristone has helped expand access to abortion care, allowing patients to make their own private medical decisions. They went on to say, we are thrilled to continue providing mifepristone to our patients. And in another story that we have been covering since 2020, we were the only camera in the courtroom today when this man, Jonathan Reiser, was sentenced to 7.5 years in prison for running over a cyclist with a tow truck and killing her. Reiser admitted to smoking marijuana the night before and taking some kind of pill just hours before the crash that killed Carrie Wiltzius. The prosecution also said he had meth in his system at the time and had been driving recklessly. During sentencing today, the victim's family took the stand and spoke directly to Reiser about the life he cut short.
My mom will never get justice. My family will never get justice because you took her from us forever, Mr. Reiser. We are not okay without her, but because of her, we will keep going.
Reiser was not in custody during his trial, but he was immediately taken into custody and taken to the Spokane County Jail after his conviction, and his sentencing comes nearly 3 years after this fatal incident. A former Central Valley High School teacher is facing multiple charges tonight, accused of having a months-long sexual relationship with a 16-year-old male student. The Central Valley School District says the teacher was immediately placed on leave after those allegations came to light last December. Documents say the 24-year-old exchanged inappropriate videos and messages with the student over Instagram. It does not appear at this time that she has been arrested, but we do know she has received a summons to appear in court. She's scheduled for arraignment on May 3rd. Just hours ago, we learned the Coeur d'Alene School District has declared a financial emergency in the face of a $25 million deficit. That's after the most recent levy attempt failed just last month. KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy was inside that meeting today when the decision came down. She's here now to explain the concerns that almost kept it from going through.
After about an hour of discussion, the indecision on how to move forward on this financial emergency was apparent.
Thoughts on how to proceed there?
Some Coeur d'Alene school board members were concerned about how soon to notify educators they may lose their jobs.
My heartburn, I guess, is making those notifications before the levy, before we know they're absolutely 100% necessary.
Superintendent Sean Hawker explained those early notifications, even informal, were a big factor in declaring the financial emergency.
We will be able to get our financials more promptly outlined. We'll be able to notify our employees quicker.
Hawker also says the district needs to be able to act quickly to finalize budgets and make cuts if voters say no again May 16th. If the $25 million levy fails, the district may also have to close 2 elementary schools. The 4 schools under consideration for closure: Bora, Bryan, Dalton, and Ramsey.
We have narrowed it down to 4, but we are unable to specify any specific 1 to 2 at this juncture.
One board member wanted the district to look for more ways to cut spending to make up the possible $25 million deficit.
Many districts have asked their employees to voluntarily take a pay cut to offset the deficits and have been able to retain more of their teachers that way.
Others wanted to wait until we know if the levy passes or fails.
I've heard from a lot of people that feel like this is a scare tactic.
The board voted 3-2 to declare the financial emergency with one change. No teachers can be notified they may be cut until the board approves a reduction in force list. If the levy does pass May 16th, the board can then go back and just remove this declaration. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
And Coeur d'Alene isn't the only school district struggling to secure funding through levy votes. In March, the Lakeland School District was unsuccessful in garnering enough voter approval to renew its school facilities levy to fund $9.5 million over the next 2 school year budgets. The funds from the tax levy were set to be used for building maintenance. If it doesn't get passed this time, the district could be facing a 25% cut of its operating budget. The Lakeland School District has opted to rerun the levy vote, and it will appear again on the May 16th ballot. All right, let's turn to weather now. Warmer weather. Jeremy is promising that it is on the way. Our chief meteorologist here right now. That sounds pretty good, Jeremy. We've been waiting for this.
Yeah, we'll just call it aggressively promising.
Okay, let's do it.
I promise you. No. Sorry, that was a really dumb joke. Right now, we sit pretty much at 50 degrees across the inland northwest, and that's despite a few stray showers. A lot of activity going on out to our west. Eventually, that plays a role in what we wind up seeing, but let's talk the next few days in a much more macro sense. Right now, we have a few scattered showers popping up across the region. If you're seeing them, unfortunately, they're not really going to move much. We don't have much steering them. We don't have much turning them. You got to wait until the sun goes down to get rid of some of that moisture. Tomorrow morning, you guessed it, we wake up with a little more sunshine. We're kind of in that pattern. And then what winds up happening is tomorrow afternoon, we see a few stray showers. I've been saying this throughout the evening, and I kind of like it. It's just one of those days where if you find one of those stray showers, consider yourself lucky. They're going to be very sparse. So if you see one, enjoy it, because your next chance at seeing those won't be until Sunday. So, one whole day later. By Sunday afternoon, we'll see a few more scattered showers develop across the region. Those will grow more widespread overnight into Monday. That cools us down slightly, but I'm here to tell you, and aggressively, a warm-up is in the works, and by next week, we might just hit 70. Maybe.
That sounds pretty aggressive to me, and just fine. Jeremy, thank you.